Powerful thunderstorms often bring hail, which can range from pea-sized hail all the way up to softball-sized hail. Falling at speeds up to 100 miles per hour, the damage can be devastating. The weatherproof team's test car survived a barrage of drink ice from 5 stories up.
The car won this battle.
But this experiment is just getting started, and the updated forecast calls for golf ball-sized golf balls.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
Newton, those did some damage. And that really wasn't a lot per se. You have a lot more up there, don't you?
Oh yeah, there's more where that came from.
Okay, so let's see what happened here.
It looks like I got a broken windshield down there.
You definitely have a broken windshield here on the front of this car, thanks to the golf balls. And I tried to rub my hand over the car, Newton, but there's a lot of glass, so I'm not gonna do that actually. That came from the windshield. I don't actually see any dents, but as you can see, the windshield is certainly smashed.
Yeah, I haven't weighed those golf balls. I have a feeling that they're a little bit lighter than they would be if they're solid ice. And I bet there is some dents on that hood. It's just hard to see because it's white paint.
Oh, look at this! It did! This is exactly what I thought would happen. And this is a good example of golf ball size hail. You see these little dents on the hood? This is what you would see if you were in a hailstorm and you had golf ball size hail. I'm so glad this worked because this is really what I thought would happen. This got the direct impact. Maybe it didn't dent the hood, I'm thinking, because the golf balls hit the top of the car and then maybe rolled over or bounced onto the hood. But this got the direct impact and it worked.
Definitely. You ready for something else?
You have more?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. So the first window we busted out, so for our next experiments, we'll move the car up a little bit so we can try to bust out the back window.
Yeah, that's right. The back window is going to be a different type of glass. They'll shatter, and it's a little bit stronger, but we'll see what happens.
Newton draws a line on the top of the car for the next hail test.
All right, so Newton, what is this that you're pulling out of the trunk now?
This is a hail-resistant car cover.
Why are you air quoting that?
Because obviously it's pretty thin.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would have done anything for golf balls.
Really? Well, we're gonna test it with golf balls, aren't we right now?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. It's easy to put on, that's a positive.
There we go.
All right. So this car cover is supposed to protect from just pea-sized hail.
That's right.
But we are going to actually test golf ball size hail because our pea-sized hail didn't really do damage to the car by itself.
Exactly. So we're gonna do another test with our golf balls and see if it does anything at all.
All right, let's roll it then. Here they come. Oh! I know what happened there.
Ooh.
Did not protect the window. You could. Wow, it actually tore through the cover, Newton. Look
at this. You know what that means?
That's glass. I think it's interesting before we take it off just to show that it actually did tear through our cover here.
Yeah.
In all fairness, this is only supposed to withstand pea-sized hail, so
That's
we have to throw that out there.
If you did notice, it did withstand a few hits from the balls before it finally broke.
It did withstand a few hits. Good point on that one.
But
let's see what we got
this
under
is
here.
not a fair test for this cover, but let's see what we did. Oh man.
Definitely cracked the windshield there. Annihilated the windshield.
We know golf ball-sized hail can do some pretty impressive damage, but there are still 2 problems. The roof of the car still has some damage-free areas, and we haven't seen what grapefruit-sized hail can do. And what better way to replicate grapefruit-sized hail than to use frozen grapefruits?
Oh yeah, good dents there on the roof of the car.
Are there any hail-proof options to protect your car if you don't have a garage? Maybe.
If you live in an area that has a lot of thunderstorms annually, you know what? It drops a lot of wind and also drops a lot of hail that can do some damage. So a great alternative to a garage would be a carport.
This is one of the best carports I've ever seen. It's constructed of 12-gauge square tubing. Instead of having a half a tube, it has a full tube all the way around. And it has more supports than your normal carport. The sheet metal on top is real strong. It's 29 gauge, which is thin, but it's strong enough to withstand hail with minimal damage. The worst case scenario, if you have a big hailstorm with big balls of hail, it'll dent the sheet metal up, you can replace it, and you'll be back in business.
It's like, where are they?
The golf balls make a lot of noise, but despite tiny dents, the carport wins. Grapefruits add a pleasant citrusy odor to the air, but pose no threat to the vehicle below.
Oh yeah, the dents are definitely bigger with the grapefruit.
What about the mythical bowling ball-sized hail? From the top of the building, please.
Now we're gonna have a lot of fun. We are going above and beyond. We're going unrealistic here just to see what we can do to this carport.
Are you ready? There's gonna be some big things coming down here.
I've been waiting for this all day.
Okay, here we go.
It did do some damage, but none of the bowling balls got through this shed.
Wow, that's pretty good. Check this out.
Oh, wow. This experiment was very impressive because Mother Nature isn't going to be throwing bowling balls from the sky, but it still gave us an idea of how strong that this carport was. So if it could stand up to bowling balls, you would think it could stand up to a lot of what Mother Nature would throw at it.
This carport did really well. This is a really good idea to cover up your car or boat or whatever it is. You can see that the bowling ball is all hit in pretty much one spot, which is significant because it's just getting hammered. And the only thing that happened is it absorbed the pressure from that and maybe a couple little dents here on the main structure. Very impressive, real impressive.
One final question. What would happen to the car if bowling balls fell from the sky with no carport to protect it?
Oh yeah!
Watch out.
Bowling balls are coming.
When we come back, gadgets and water don't mix. Can anything keep your electronics safe when water is everywhere?
We've already lost one. Let's try to hold on to these next two.
And later, clothing may be the only thing keeping you safe from sun exposure or hypothermia.
All right, that's better.
Find out the keys to surviving with nothing more than the clothes on your back when WeatherProof returns.